PM Malcolm Turnbull has confirmed there will be an ASEAN summit in Australia in 2018. The recklessness, described quite appropriately by President Park Geun-hye of South Korea as maniacal. The recklessness of North Korea puts the world's peace at risk. It's persistence. It's provocative. It's dangerous, he said. Mr. Turnbull called on all the nations of the world to enforce sanctions on North Korea. His comments come after he told Pacific leaders in Micronesia there is no more pressing need in the region than climate change. Mr. Turnbull announced $300 million to help the Pacific manage climate change and improve disaster resilience. The Prime Minister landed in Pohnpei on Friday for his third round of regional talks, having visited Hangzhou in China for the G20 and Vientiane in Laos for the Association of Southeast Asian Nations (ASEAN) Summit. Over the next 4 years we'll provide $300 million to Pacific Island countries, including $75 million for disaster preparedness. This is an additional $80 million on the current levels, he said. Mr. Turnbull also said Australia would ratify the Paris Climate Change Agreement this year or early next year. We will ratify it as soon as parliamentary processes allow. Its ratification is not controversial, he told the Pacific Island Forum in Pohnpei. Earlier Mr. Turnbull met with Federated States of Micronesia Peter Christian. Mr. Christian said he was ashamed Micronesia did not have an embassy in Australia and that he would like to find a little building somewhere in Canberra. The two also discussed the Pacific patrol vessels Australia will build, which will replace the existing boats used to stop illegal fishing in the area, for search and rescue, and for national security, held in the backdrop of green hills, blue water and palm trees. Mr. Turnbull looked decidedly relaxed as he sported a green and blue leaf motif shirt at the 47th Pacific Islands Forum, themed Small and Far, Challenge for Growth. Speaking in the lead-up to the forum, FSM Vice President Yossi Wo George said due to the distance and smallness of forum countries they face transportation, economic growth and development and foreign investment barriers. Many of our economies have the same characteristics: low productivity, low growth, and an inefficient public sector involvement in job creation, he said. How to solve these issues as well as grappling with the increasing threat of climate change and disaster mitigation will top the forum's agenda. According to the World Bank, FSM already incurs, on average, $8.8 million, $11.5 million, per year, about 3.1% of GDP, in losses due to typhoons, earthquakes and tsunamis. Climate change will only increase this vulnerability, resulting in more intense typhoons, sea level rises, storm surges, floods and droughts, adversely impacting agriculture, fisheries, coastal zones and water resources. On the opening day of the forum on Thursday, Papua New Guinea Prime Minister Peter O'Neill heralded the recent commitment by the United States and China to ratify the Paris Agreement, something Australia aims to do by the end of the year. We must continue to show leadership and encourage all countries to ratify the agreement, quote, Mr. O'Neill added. In a report released earlier this week, Oxfam Australia said Australia was not doing enough in the Pacific to help them battle the effects of climate change and called on the government to commit $3.2 billion by 2020. Mr. Turnbull has already flagged that he will be announcing a substantial assistance package at the forum, but details are yet to be released. Australia will also be giving up to 21 patrol boats to Pacific Island countries to promote air surveillance to monitor illegal maritime activities. On Thursday, Mr. Turnbull's invitation to Southeast Asian leaders to attend a special meeting in Australia has been enthusiastically received. Mr. Turnbull invited leaders to a special Australia-ASEAN summit in 2018. That invitation has been received with great enthusiasm, and we look forward to that as another building block in this already very strong relationship, he told reporters in Vientiane on Thursday. News.com. Our privacy policy includes important information about our collection, use and disclosure of your personal information, including to provide you with targeted content and advertising based on your online activities. It explains that if you do not provide us with information we have requested from you, we may not be able to provide you with the goods and services you require. It also explains how you can access or seek correction of your personal information, how you can complain about a breach of the Australian privacy principles, and how we will deal with a complaint of that nature.